Yo, what's good, guys? Happy Monday. Today we're going to be talking Victor Wembanyama. Victor went bananas last night. The 27-point performance, very impressive display in a bounce-back redemption atmosphere. A lot of people talking down on his name after one summer league game. I mean, you know how it goes. This is what happens when you have this massive hype train that you're not going to be able to get rid of because you are that guy. They hype you up as the man, the prospect, the biggest prospect of all time. Everybody knows the man's name. We understand the way that basketball discourse is and how people react and what happens when you go 2 for 13 as the number one pick and you're 7'3" and you're out there missing dunks, getting crossed up, put on posters. It was really ugly. But a big bounce back, resilience. You knew he came out, you could tell there was a raised level of aggression. Maybe it didn't seem like he was trying super hard, or he just looked, he said, I didn't know what I was doing. He definitely looked lackadaisical, kind of out of it. You can't say the same about last night. They still couldn't get the W, and this is a Spurs Summer League team that you would expect to be among the best teams in the Summer League, especially with Scoot Henderson not playing for the Blazers, and Scoot's replacement just turns out to be a human torch. Pretty much won them this game, dominated the point guard matchup. Malachi Branham definitely contributed to the result of this game because, wow, that was extremely disappointing. I mean, he did literally as best as he could to sell this game for his team. It's Summer League. Who really cares? Okay, none of this shit actually matters. It's just so the NBA fans can get a taste. We can't contain our excitement. We want to see these guys play. Obviously, that's who the spotlight is on, and Victor Wembanyama comes out a different beast in this game. And also, I noticed the game plan for his involvement into the game is very different. He's not catching the ball too far away from the basket, which was a big problem in that first game. You got him catching the ball at the three-point line, trying to tween cross, dribble through an entire defense to get to the basket. No, just give the guy a post up, get him the ball 10 to 15 feet from the rim, and that's all it really takes, because you see the guy can just turn around and lay it in, and he can just jump over people, and if he misses a shot, it's just a putback jam off his own miss. The NBA season is a long time. There's a lot of growth and learning that goes on through 82 games, especially of your rookie year when you're just figuring it all out. I mean, he's going to learn new things about himself, and he's going to have to change the way that he plays because every league is different. Even the NBA Summer League, a far cry from the way the NBA game is played. So much athleticism on display, a lot less craft, nuance, leadership, team camaraderie, etc. And you're playing under Greg Popovich, so in the best place possible where you can develop, really understand your game, your organization understands your game and exactly where to place you, and he can be that cornerstone type guy. I still believe it. I don't think I've talked about Vic very much on this channel because this is the end of his summer league as a rookie. I'm going to assume that he's not going to be back next year, so let's just say this is the last summer league game he ever plays. He comes out, he redeems himself, and they said, all right, you're good. We don't need you to play in this anymore. So the first thing I want to say is that Vic isn't really playing the 5 at this point. I think he'll actually play the majority of the year at the 4, guarding more in the perimeter, and also not a major screen setter. That is definitely not an area of impact in his game. He's not that screen and roll guy. He can catch the ball down low in the post. He's not a bully ball player. He's not bodying guys. If I'm the Spurs, I don't want him mixing it up with all these physical centers all the time. That wear and tear not good on the body of a guy that, at his age and with his body type, could pose injury concerns. On top of just, if this guy's guarding Nikola Jokic, he's just going to get bodied every time. And certain other more physical centers, if he's just banging with guys all game, he's going to get tired. He's not going to be able to run up and down the floor all game, taking bumps and bruises from Jonas Valanciunas for 30 minutes. So expect more minutes at the 4, him guarding smaller players. I mean, we saw it in these 2 games. In the first game, he's literally guarding Brandon Miller, and that wasn't a mismatch at all. And he's guarding Jabari Walker in the second game, who is a true 4. And he didn't want any parts of Vic. He wasn't trying to take the ball off the dribble or shoot over him or do anything. And you're going to probably see that a lot. Certain guys, not star players, but some of the 3s and 4s of the world that aren't super comfortable creating their own shot, they're not going to want any parts of Vic. This guy can hold his own in the perimeter a little bit against some of those slower 3s and 4s. And I think that's going to be a great place for him, more so than occupying the paint and taking those hits all game. I don't think that's where his defensive skill set is best utilized. Now, as far as year 1, I personally do not see Vic translating as an elite scorer immediately. And that doesn't mean that he won't average 20. He very well could. He probably wins the Rookie of the Year, but I don't think it's the points that are necessarily going to do that for him. And I know in a lot of cases that's how it goes. The best scorer, the best stat guy is going to get this award most of the time. I just don't think points is the most important or the most telling stat for the type of player that Vic is. Immediately, I see him setting himself apart as a shot blocker, as a rim protector, as an intimidator, a guy that you don't want to shoot over. He's going to deter offensive players. And honestly, probably the most impressive part of his game that I was able to see in the Summer League so far. I know we all fall in love with the handles, the tough shot-making ability, that takeover ability for a player his size. It's uncanny. He's not going to be able to rely on dribble, step back, pull-up shots in two people's face all game at the NBA level. That's just not how it works. I know that's the flashy stuff we fall in love with, but something that was really translating immediately in these Summer League games is that intimidation level. Guys do not want any piece of this man on the other side of the ball. You see what happens when Brandon Miller tries to shoot over him? Anybody tries to shoot over him? It's impossible. Guy has ridiculous instincts. He's not leaving his feet for no reason. He's not too jumpy. He's not foul prone. He's so big and so tall that he doesn't need to jump so much of the time to contest a shot. And his lateral quickness easily good enough to guard opposing fours. So that immediately will translate. The defense will be the calling card, and he might lead the league in blocks this year, and that's going to be what punches the ticket for him as far as winning a Rookie of the Year or making an all-defensive team. Really just taking the ceiling of this Spurs team, even this season, to a new level, just having him out there on the defensive end. Now, what he does on offense, what he does as a jump shooter, shot creator, icing on the cake for me. If he averages 15 points, 7 boards, 2.5 blocks, some people are probably not going to sneeze at that, but I will tell you this, when you watch the guy play, the defensive impact will be apparent, and it's going to be the reason they win a ton more games than they did last year. I don't think they need to establish him as a main scorer immediately. Like I was saying before, I think it's just better for him to establish himself closer to the basket to start games, rather than catching the ball on the three-point line, trying to dribble by guys. Especially in the Summer League, we were seeing that not work some of the time, and he's losing his balance. He's losing the ball because guys are consistently reaching, and he's not quick enough to make that kick-out pass when he sees a double or a trap or something like that. The NBA level, it's 10 times faster, and guys are going to already be where they need to be. You're not going to be able to dribble the ball from the three-point line to the basket. They're going to be very creative of how they involve him, where he's catching the ball. Want to see more in the middle of the court at the free throw line, or maybe down to the baseline, just posting up 15 feet from the rim. Anything like that, in my opinion, a better place for him to catch the ball, get an easier shot. All the fancy dribbling and stuff and dribbling through the legs a million times, I think we're going to see a lot less of that playing for the Spurs. Just do what you need to do, the fundamentals. Obviously, it's so important. Like, we know what you can do and what you're capable of, and that's the shit that really gets on Sports Center and House of Highlights, and that's what's scaring other teams, is like, this guy's this tall, he can dribble like that. Yeah, he can, but it's the NBA. You got to produce. I mean, you can't be relying on tough shots all game. That's just not what wins games. It's the easy stuff. It's the repetition, consistency, most important thing. And I think that's what takes time to establish, especially as a rookie for any player. The pressure is going to be immense, even playing in San Antonio, like not a big market, not a high pressure situation, just going straight into it, and obviously an amazing developmental location. But regardless, you're Victor Wembanyama, Victor Wembananas. You got Britney Spears fans already calling for your head. Shit has already started off crazy. And as he ascends and elevates through the league, it's only going to get crazier. We're going to see a type of player that we've never seen before. I just say give him time. He's obviously going to be a great player. Seems like he has a great head on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing. He's not making stupid statements to the media. He's not talking too much shit on the court, caring too much about stats, I don't think. I think he makes the right play in general. I don't think he's a ball hog or a bad teammate from what I've seen or anything like that. It looks like he's the type of guy that's ready and understands that type of weight that his name holds and what it really means to be that guy. And I think that he's ready for it, but at the same time, he knows, like, if he doesn't average 20 points, there's going to be people out there, like, there's going to be some disappointment just because of that hype machine, that ESPN hype train. Everybody thinks he's the next GOAT and he's going to win 5 titles in a row. Like, we just need to slow it down a little bit. Guy hasn't played an NBA game yet, but very exciting stuff. Out of the Summer League, we won't see him play until the regular season. And the Spurs definitely, like, this is a team that could really sneak up on some people this year. Like, coming out of straight rebuild, you got a couple pieces now that I personally like a lot that could play together, and they know what they're doing, and Popovich gets his extension. He said, fuck retirement. I got Wemby on my team. Let's go to work. They're not going to waste any time to get this man established and to really rebuild that winning culture back up. Let's see what's about to happen next. My question of the day, San Antonio Spurs, over or under 35 wins next season? You let me know. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all.